Right, how's it going everyone? Today we're going to be talking about the evolution of Tinker's Construct in Bedrock Edition. Now if you didn't know, Tinker's Construct is the most popular tool mod of all time on Java Edition, with over 100 million downloads. So if you've played a mod, then you've most likely heard of it. So the very gist of this mod is that it expands the selection of tools. For example, the hammer, which you can see on screen right now, it can AoE mine through stone. But these tools can be very customizable, as they can swap the tool parts, add modifiers, repair themselves after they've broken, so you can see why it's difficult to add this to Bedrock. But despite the amount of limitations that have existed in Bedrock throughout its history, add-on creators have still made really good efforts in bringing this mod to Bedrock, either as their own interpretation or a full-scale recreation of it. For example, if you've been living under a rock on my channel, me myself is trying to port the full thing over, even with permission from the author. So I'll be going over my favourites that inspired me to make add-ons myself in the first place. So the first add-on we're going to look at is Tinker's Legacy by Hacks the Charizard. So the version you're seeing right now is all the way back from 2019, which was one of the first recreations of it. And it used quite a different system, where you used various toolkits to obtain the tools, which were divided into stages, so basically more expensive equals more powerful. So this version actually showcased how pickaxes had to be in old versions, where you had to walk up to a block for it to be mined. And it sucked, to be honest, because it didn't take durability or anything. As this is a very old version of it, I don't think you can obtain it anymore. But I'll be honest, it was really nostalgic for me to revisit this, so I really wanted to mention it. But now for the latest version, I have no clue where to start. So this update is just basically a complete overhaul. There's a new way of crafting, a new workstation, new vanilla recipes to even make the game harder. This update made the add-on so much more polished. And I've only just briefly looked through this. I really want to take the time to look through this properly. But the main thing I've learned is that for any tool you'll need blueprints. You can upgrade these blueprints to wood, stone, iron, different alloys, new ores. It's crazy. From how big this add-on is, I've probably missed quite a few out, but what I've seen is there's 5 or 6 new ores, and then like a crap ton of new alloys. So I definitely recommend this if you want an alternative to Tinker's. The next add-on we're going to look at is Tinker's Awakening by Vatanage, who is probably one of the most popular add-on creators out there. As well, just like the Tinker's Legacy, I'm going to go through the old version as well. So if you like simplicity and a lot of customization, you'll probably like this version, because you can make stuff out of prismarine, bone, emerald, obsidian, flint, literally anything. Despite being restricted to swords, there is still a modifier system in this version, which you get by surrounding with quartz or diamond, and to be honest, for it being an early add-on, it still works quite well. And as for the updated version, it still holds a simplicity factor, where you can use many different types of materials to make your tools. And it only requires 2 workstations, the part builder and the tinker station. A cool thing added with these tools though is that you can have different effects. Like this sword that I'm just showing you right now, it has a teleporting effect. Anyway, I would recommend this add-on if you want something easier to follow. And now we're going to be looking at Smelters Forge by Squidgy Face Players. Because of the limitations of blocks when this was made, most of the add-on uses entities. So instead of just features from Tinker's, it actually has elements from Sky Factory, such as the sieve where you can obtain materials and other resources, all from blocks of sand and gravel. So like Tinker's Awakening, this add-on also adds 2 new workstations, the stencil table and the part builder, and these are used to make different tool parts, and it's in a very similar format to Tinker's where you use a pattern and a material piece to make it. It also makes it harder to obtain vanilla recipes, like the stone sword, stone pickaxe, but I'd say the main benefit comes down to the forge, which is this add-on's equivalent of the smeltery. So what you can do with this is you can smelt raw ores to to make full blocks by pouring it into the basin. Or you could make tool parts with it, so you can make like an iron sword, an iron pickaxe, etc. So I'd definitely recommend it if you're on a map limited to resources. One person I'd like to mention though is Dacon Black Rose, as he made a series of videos from late 2019 up until March. It mainly relied on entities, but I was really curious on how it would have turned out. This was his latest video I could find on the add-on, but I think he had to change it multiple times, and I could see how it was difficult from how many limitations the add-ons had. So I released a demo around April where I was showing what I was working on and how the add-on would work, and then I finally released the add-on in July. And the main idea of this add-on was to just make it as close to Tinker's Construct as I could. And throughout that year my channel grew massively, so thank you all for supporting me over that past year, and I'll continue to make this add-on as good as I can do. But anyway, that's the evolution of Tinker's Construct through Bedrock, and I know this isn't the usual video I'd make, so if you enjoyed it, please leave a like because it really means a lot to me. If you want to see anything I showed off in this video, it's all in the description, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!